You know what time it is? Story time. Get ready, get relaxed. Get caffeinated. So here we go. So today, guys, as you can see, we are back in Lac La Belle. Not a warm, sunny day like it was last week. It's rainy, it's wet, it's a little buggy, but it's okay. We got an episode to do. I got things to talk to you guys about, so let's get started. So today, what we're going to be talking about is how to control your emotions and how to play your emotions like a game of poker. So what do I mean like that, a game of poker? Why can't we express our emotions whenever we want, every time we have a feeling, every time we're feeling upset about something, every time we're feeling happy about something? Why can't we just have that freedom to express it? Why? Because it needs to be contextual. It needs to be situation-based to gain leverage to benefit our own lives. And for people to view us as an adult too. Let's be honest. Being able to talk and express your emotions whenever you want, whenever you have a feeling, that is a childlike social skill set. And it's okay for children to do that because they're learning and they're growing. As an adolescent, as an adult, it's socially acceptable and not acceptable to be upset and express your emotions in certain situations, depending on the degree of how upset you really are. For example, when you lose a loved one, when you lose a family member, you're attending their funeral, yes, that's okay to express that emotion. If you're not expressing that emotion, then people are going to view you as cold, heartless. There's something emotionally wrong with you if you can't cry or shed a tear at a family member's funeral. Of course, that's how you're going to be viewed. It's expected for you to show that emotion in that situation. Getting upset about someone because someone hasn't texted you in 3 hours, responded to a text that you sent, that's not warranted to get upset. You don't need to allow something like that to ruin your day. I got a lot to talk about. I'm angry. I'm frustrated because someone hasn't texted me back in 3 hours. Brush that off. It's that getting upset over little things like that is going to cause you to be non-productive. It's not worth getting upset about stuff like that. Getting upset over someone not emailing you, not texting you back, you're stuck in traffic. It's things you cannot control. Do not get emotional and get upset over things that you cannot control. You can't control that. And when you get upset over little situations like that, it doesn't become endearing. It kind of becomes pathetic, and people will look at that as a adolescent emotional skill set. That's what it is. As an adult, it is not warranted to get upset over silly things like that. So like I said, your emotions need to be based on the context of the situation that you're in. Don't forget that. Rare emotion will generate value and high connection. I'll give you a story about that. I told this story in a previous video before, that my father, the last Christmas he had before he passed away, I gave him a card and I gave him a gift. So while I showed up to his house on Christmas Eve, I watched him read that card. 2 sentences in, tears. I've never seen him cry. I've never seen him get upset like that. Never seen his voice get shaky like that. Losing words. He couldn't I never seen that before. Always strong, always assertive, always in a good mood, always friendly. That kind of emotion, I've never seen it. It was rare. It was endearing because it was a rare occurrence that made me feel special. Why? Because I brought that out of him, or made me feel like that. It was endearing and established a stronger connection between me and him. That's why. I'll give you another example. God damn it, there's a lot of bugs. Yeah, so guys, if you see me scratching or doing this all throughout this video, it's because of the bugs. A lot of bugs out here. Anyway, another story. It was actually a few days after my father passed away. And yeah, it's the first day back at work. So the kids that I work with knew what happened. They knew I was gone because I never miss a day. I'm always at work every day. I'm never sick. So it was a rare occurrence that, oh, Miss Lauren's not at work today. Something must have happened. So the kids were informed of what happened. So before I came in, I knew that they knew about my father. But I came into work, time to be at work, time to work again. Put my strong mask on, even though I'm still in the grieving process. Forget about that for now. It's about the kids. Got to focus on the kids. Got to be strong for them. So I walk into the coat room. The kids are around the corner of the classroom. I'm taking my boots off, and I see one girl. She comes around the corner, and she locks eyes with me. And it's kind of this awkward moment where I know what she's thinking. I know she can see a hole right through me. She knows I'm in the grieving process. I know she knows about my father. I know. So it's kind of this awkward moment where I really didn't know what to say, and she kind of had a very sympathetic look on her face. I knew she knew. And there was this kind of awkward silence, and then without saying a word, she comes over and gives me a hug. Like 3-second hug, and then walks away back to class. Didn't say a goddamn word. That got the emotion out of me. That got the rare emotion out of me. And she saw that. She felt that. And what did that do? That created value and more of a connection between me and her, so I could be of more value to her in the classroom. It was a rare occurrence. But if I walked into work not being able to focus on what I had to do for the kids and just mumbling and crying all the time and not being able to be a leader and be a value of the kids that I work with, I'm of no use. I had my 3 days for that emotion. Put that emotion aside, get back to work, and that's it. So like I said, that showing your emotions could be a game of poker. A game of poker, especially when it comes to dating. So for example, what do you think is going to happen if you go up to a bar and ask a girl out, she rejects you, and you may be feeling upset about it on the inside, but by showing how upset you are at her, is that going to help your situation? Is that going to help your cause? Because just because she rejected you, that doesn't mean that situation's a lost cause. She's just showing her cards. And if you show that emotion and show how upset you are, you're playing into her hand and showing her cards, and she wins the game. But instead of holding your cards to your chest and just looking and go like, cool, well, if you change your mind and going out, I'll be over there talking to other people. Bye. And kind of being a little unemotional about it, keeping that emotion close to your chest, you have the upper hand. You see what I mean? That showing emotion in that situation, in a in a situation where you're talking to a girl at a bar, that doesn't serve you. That works against you showing that kind of emotion. When you have children and they push you too far, it's nice and it's good that kids know that anger and that emotion in you, when they're pushing your buttons and they're pushing you too far, they need to know that you have a breaking point. But that breaking point always needs to be under control. So when you have kids or you work with kids like I do, and they're going to push, they are going to push those boundaries sometimes. You know, I'm usually 90% of the time, I'm calm, I'm reserved, I'm stoic. Things aren't going to get to me, the kids aren't going to get to me, but every now and then when kids are pushing it just a little too hard, it's very warranted and necessary for those kids to see that anger, to see that emotion, just so they know that that side of you, that dark side of you, exists. But you need to choose to show that emotion, because that emotion always needs to be under control. You need to know when to bring it out of you and when to pull it back in. It always needs to be under control. Because when you lose control over that emotion and that anger, and you're trying to set boundaries with kids, setting boundaries with the people in your life, and you don't have control over that emotion, it becomes your temper. Losing your temper is weakness. Why? Because you can't control it. When you can control your emotions and know that showing this kind of assertiveness or anger is actually necessary and will actually benefit you in this situation, especially when it comes to disciplining your kids, or when you're having an argument with your wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, and showing that assertiveness at a certain point is very necessary, because they need to know that that part of you is there. They need to know that. But it always needs to be in control at all times. Because people will know, they will absolutely know that when you do lose your temper and you can't control it anymore, they'll know when you can't control it. They'll know when it's out of control. And that's when they have the leverage on you. And then they can toy with you and they can manipulate you. And you got to be able to identify when people are doing that. When people are trying to toy with you, be passive aggressive, trying to manipulate you. If they're intentionally trying to get a rise out of you, that's when you don't want them to show that rise. Only when it's absolutely necessary. But always make sure it's under control. Because what do you achieve? What do you achieve when you have complete controlled emotion? When you know how to contextually show your emotion in the right situation, but you have complete control over it, what have you achieved? Emotional mastery. You've mastered your emotions, and you know how to use them, when to use them in the right moment, when to use them to make you feel better if you're feeling upset, or knowing when to use them when you need to, and it's going to benefit you and benefit people around you. How to use them effectively and to have ultimate control over them and absolute mastery over them. On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I can actually go on this specific topic. I think actually I can actually talk more and more about it, but I want to keep these videos less than 20 minutes So I think I may do another video on how to control your emotions, tell different stories, tell different situations. And yeah, because honestly, when it comes to controlling your emotions, I can go on for an hour, but I don't want to make an hour video, so I'll make it a separate video. And on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please smash the like button, and you can subscribe. You can watch my book reviews, and you can also watch past videos. And I hope this message was of great value to you. And go master your emotions. And I will see you all in another life. Have a great day. And get caffeinated.